You're listening to episode 10 of the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. Welcome to the Medical Device Made Easy podcast. I am Munir Lazouzi, a medical device expert specialized on quality and regulatory affairs. My mission is to help you learn how to place a compliant medical device on the market. For that, I'll share with you my experience and the one of others on this podcast. Are you ready for your dose of regulation and standard today? Okay, so let the show begin. Hello EasyMed Nation, how are you today? So you are here in the Medical Device Made Easy podcast, and today I have a guest for you who will help us to understand what is MDSAP. So we have the honor to have Angelina Hakim from Qunique.ch, which is an agency that is helping regarding the medical device regulations and standards. So Angelina will explain us how to understand the MDSAP, not MDSAP as I'm saying, because she's telling me that we should pronounce MDSAP. So let's say MDSAP, and how to avoid some of the pitfalls, how to understand this program, this single audit program. So I think this will be really an interesting episode for you. Just one thing before, so I still need your support related to the subscription for the podcast. So if you can subscribe to the podcast on your preferred platform, and if you are on iTunes, I would really appreciate a good review from you. So it takes just a few minutes. Just go to iTunes, select the podcast, and there is a button to review the podcast. And if you can provide me a nice review, to be really appreciated. So thank you very much. So let's jump in now on the interview with Angelina Hakim. Hello, Angelina.
Hi, Munir.
How are you?
Good, thank you. And you?
I'm really, really good. So thank you really for accepting the invitation to participate to this podcast. And as I already informed the audience, so you will be coming to help us to get MDSAP certified. So how to avoid the pitfalls, how to understand how it's working, how this new program is working. So thank you for that. Before that,
next medical device podcast, yeah.
Yeah. So before that, if you can just introduce yourself and tell us more about your secrets, about who you are, so that the people can really understand.
Okay. So my name is Angelina Hakim. I'm a biomedical engineer, trainer, auditor, and consultant from Switzerland. And I'm the owner of Qunique Ltd.
Mm-hmm. Qunique, so Qunique, so it's written Q and unique. So is there any meaning for that? Or?
Yes, it comes from quality uniqueness.
Quality uniqueness. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us more. What's that?
So I wanted to do another type of consulting.
Okay.
So because, during the last more than 12 years, I'm now in the medical device industry. And I wanted to make it easier for the customer. So when they had a request that they don't need to wait for answer, like if I'm on vacation or it's Christmas, they don't need to care about that. So if they have a request, so that the request is answered appropriately.
Okay, great. So I think it will be a new vision for consultancy. What kind of service are you providing exactly?
We are a consulting company, but as well we are providing trainings. So we try since 2 years to get international speakers to Switzerland. Okay. And so topics like MDR, IVDR, these are the trainings that we provide, as well MDSAP and ISO 13485. And this year there are coming for sure more. Okay. And we have now started our own training facility here in Switzerland, in Wohlen, in the heart of Switzerland, exactly.
Where is it?
Sorry?
Where is it exactly?
Wohlen is just half an hour from Zurich, Luzern, Zug, 50 minutes from Basel. So
Okay.
it's just 1 minute from the train station.
Okay, so
In a
easily
custom.
reachable and easily reachable then.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, and so yeah, you are consulting. Are you doing only consulting or training or some other things?
Well, I work as well for notified bodies. I create as well training materials. So I'm kind of an all-rounder. Yeah.
Great.
Mhm.
So let's make maybe more also a session. I wanted to test that with you. So to make a session, I call like a icebreaker.
Okay.
So I want to ask you maybe some quick questions.
Oh, okay.
It's not question about medical devices, so please don't focus on medical devices.
Mhm.
But it's really just to understand you better. So the
Okay.
questions are really simple. So don't think that it will be really difficult. But
Mhm.
so the question are, for example, are you more cat or dog?
Cat,
Why?
but I love all kind of animals. But in
Okay.
the last years, I had two cats. So if I would have the time to get again a pet, then it would be a cat.
Okay.
But yeah, just on Friday, I had a customer here, and she told me that she will organize a babysitter or dog sitter for her dog. And I said, why? Just bring the dog here. And we had really a nice meeting with the dog together. So
I hope he was
I
not
love
barking
him.
a lot. So
No, no, no. Very nice dog.
great.
Hmm.
Okay, next question. Coffee or tea?
Coffee and tea, and maybe
Okay.
it sounds strange, but just to save time, I prepare them at the same time
Okay.
and take them to my table because, yeah, after I drank my coffee, I will for sure have a tea, so I
Okay.
have it already on my table.
Okay. What
Mhm.
kind of tea are you drinking?
Different kind, so from black fruits.
Okay.
Mhm.
So no specialty. For me, it's green tea. I prefer that.
Green
So
tea, I like it as well. Yeah.
okay. A question that is more difficult because you are in Switzerland. So is
Oh,
it do you prefer to go to a beach or to a mountain?
um, so I'm a summer type.
Okay.
During summer, I like as well to hike on the mountain.
Okay.
Of course, we are in Switzerland, but I
Yeah.
love also the beach. Yes.
Okay. Because for me, as I work also in Switzerland, it's more like I see a lot of people only hiking, and it's normal. There is no beach here. There is no sea, so it's a bit difficult for them.
Mhm.
Okay. Next one. Dream job. What would be your dream job if you were not the CEO of a consultancy company?
Um, my dream job was before I started to study medical engineering was really medical doctor.
Oh.
Yes, and I wanted to be a gynecologist,
Okay.
if I pronounce it correct. Yeah, because I wanted to help and support women to give birth during the pregnancy and all other topics that we women have. But then, when I finished my school, I went and interviewed three doctors
Okay.
just to ask them how long does it take, how hard is it, and so on. And at the end, my conclusion was, okay, I would love to stay in the medical area, but I don't have the time, 10 years or more, to study, and so I wanted to earn quickly money, and so that's why I said, okay, I will study then biomedical engineering and support this way the medical doctors.
No, it's great. Yeah, I think yeah, it's really a long time for being a doctor. I tried also in France when I was studying in France.
Really?
I had to
Okay.
pass in France. You have to pass the first year,
Hmm.
and then you are a doctor because you passed the tests. But yeah, I failed twice, and then the next choice for me was to go for biomedical engineering. But really, I don't regret this choice at all because I think I really like what I'm doing also now. So
Okay.
great. Okay, just maybe also something that I want to see if we can customize specifically for you. I have, you know, that I'm doing my thumbnails, so it's mainly the pictures that I'm using to show those podcasts or those videos that I'm making on YouTube. And I'm usually taking this and putting the picture of the person behind me. And I wanted to ask you, what is the color that you want me to put on the thumbnails for you? Is it yellow? Is it purple for girly or?
No, my favorite color is green, and I don't know if you can see it, my logo there,
Okay.
Qunique. So if I would have the chance to wish, then it would be green and gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Green and gray. So I will try to get that and make it for you. So
Thank
I
you.
hope you like
Okay.
it. I hope
Yeah,
you like
let's see.
it. It will be, I think, I will not ask this question to everyone. So we'll customize
Okay.
just some of for my special guests.
Thank you.
Okay, another last question. If you had to ask somebody to read a book that will maybe change their life or you think so, what would it be?
I'm traveling a lot and I'm trying always to find a little bit time to read a book. So I started with a book which is called Homo Deus. It is a
Yeah.
disruptive book that challenges our traditional thinking.
Okay.
So it's imagine that sometime in 2050 we reach a world where details in a technical failure that can be solved.
Okay.
So imagine you can live forever. So
Do
these
you want to
books,
live forever?
why not? Well, I don't mind if I live long enough to see my grandkids, but yeah. So it's really it changed the way of thinking.
Okay, so maybe you can send me the details of this book. I will just put that in the show notes for people that maybe if they want also to read it, they can also click on the link and find it
Okay.
directly.
Okay. I
Okay,
didn't finish it yet, but yeah, I would recommend to start that. Yes.
the name is Homo Deus, is that?
Homo Deus.
Homo Deus. Okay, we'll just write that for remind me to
Yes,
remind
I
me
will
to.
send you something.
Great. Okay, so I think we know enough of you. We know all your secrets. So let's start now maybe with more interview of you specifically regarding you were, if I can say, working for medical device manufacturers and consultancy, and you decided to open your agency. So what is the reason and how, yeah, what made you jump, if I can say, to this new challenge?
I have always had a vision of being my own boss
Okay.
and bringing my ideas to life. So when I felt that the right time came, I decided to go all in.
Okay, so it's
So
poker. It's like
all in,
all the
yes. I
chips.
quit my job, my last job. I had a great team there. I loved it really, but it was the right time. So I decided to go all in. And in the past, I worked already for different kind of companies, from suppliers to manufacturers, and even for consulting companies. So I saw different areas, and then I said in the beginning, I told you already, I wanted to do it in a different way, and to provide my customer the solution and not just talk about problems.
Okay, that's great.
And this
And
is all service for me. So not just to come up with problems and
yeah, that's
bring
great.
up solutions.
Yeah, it's always what I'm telling to some of my employees to say, when you arrive with a problem, can you also arrive with the solution or the preferred solution? It will help me to make it more easy. So So you are your own boss now. So how is it? Is it better? Do you have more time for you? Do you have less challenges or?
Do you know which day we have today?
Yes, it's a Sunday.
Sunday, right. So this means to be your own boss, to work sometimes with 24/7. Just yesterday, I had a phone call with the CEO at 10 p.m.
Okay.
To discuss MDR strategies. And so, it's not this typical 9 to 5, or you can take off whenever you want. If you have the passion behind it, then even on Sunday, you will come and work and do something for your company.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's not work anymore. It's really, as you said,
Mhm.
passion. You like that, and it's not like you
Yeah,
feel you are working, which is, yeah, which I
exactly.
think is a great feeling. So
Mhm.
good. Enough of you. I think we talked too much about you. So let's maybe now bring some value to other people. So as I've said, what I want is mainly that you can show to people how to get MDSAP. I know that you don't like when I say MDSAP, so MDSAP certified. So yeah, I just want maybe to give you the stage now, and just to say to us, maybe first, what is MDSAP for people that don't know, and then we can go through that.
MDSAP stands for Medical Device Single Audit Program. So it is a common quality management system audit approach agreed upon among the competent authorities of the United States, Canada, Brazil, Australia, and Japan. And it combines the requirements of the ISO 13485 with the local quality management system requirements of the participating countries that I told you before. So just to say it in an easy way, it is 541.
Okay. So you are 5 countries, one certificate. That's
One audit.
one audit, yeah, one audit. And who then should, if I can say, jump or decide to be MDSAP certified?
So in the first line, of course, manufacturers who want to market their class 2 and above medical devices in Canada. So these are because Canada doesn't accept other type of.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, because so Canada now decided to cancel his quality, his legislation, if I can say, in terms of medical devices. So CMD, what is it? Yes?
CMD cuts.
CMD cards, yeah, and to replace it with MDSAP. So it's making them life easier. I don't know that they are not taking care of that anymore, and give that to other organization. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes.
And what then is at the advantage for people is mainly to have, I suppose, only one audit.
So first, the biggest advantage is, of course, that it allows you to register and sell your medical device in Canada. And with the MD sub, you combine the traditional 13485, ISO 13485 audit with the FDA QSET and all other quality system audits of Brazil, Canada, and Australia and Japan. So if you are doing your job correctly and have no major issues with your products on the market, it is less likely that FDA and the other authorities would knock at your door, because they already know everything about you through the audit report that they receive from the auditors and the auditing organization, of course. So that would mean that you would have less number of audits and less disruption within your company. And you know how much time it takes to prepare the company to get an inspection or an audit usually.
Yeah, I made an episode on that on my podcast. It's the 5 or 6, I can't remember, 6 types of audits that are existing. So we have internal audits, we have notified body audits, we have authority audits, then we have unannounced audits also. So it's something that also is disturbing the people. And for big corporation, we have corporate audits. So it's yeah, a lot of audits. And there was also a video made by one of my teacher in France. So it's a French video, but it's also on my website on the French area, where the auditor was explaining how, not the auditor, my teacher, who is also working for a medical device company, was explaining how it was difficult for him because his company is a supplier to many medical devices manufacturers. And he receives audits every week nearly from notified bodies because of this product, because of this customer, because of this, it's a nightmare for them. So yeah, having a harmonized audit maybe will solve the problem, if I can say. So as we said, so we talk now about all the types of audits that we have. So what is the difference between the MDSAP and the other? So is it an additional one, or is it?
So due to the fact that MDSAP combines the requirements of the 5 countries plus the ISO 13485, you can expect a long audit and a high time pressure. Okay. So the auditor, you need to know that the auditor is under extremely time pressure. So you as an auditee will feel it too. So imagine that you have an FDA inspection and an ISO audit at the same time. So it's something like that. But the good thing, though, is that it is very structured. You know what the auditor expects to see. And this is thanks to the MDSAP companion document. So you need to prepare in order to know what.
Yeah, I saw this document, and it's summarizing the questions of possible. I mean, I don't know if it's possible or if it's mandatory questions, because I heard also that all the audits should be the same. So mainly to give the same opportunity to every manufacturer, you need to have the same question provided to them. So is it on this companion document? Is it kind of the script of the auditor? Means that they ask the first question, is this one, the second is this one, etc., or you can scramble, or you can decide which one you want to ask?
It depends on the auditor sometimes. So I had already the experience to have MDSAP audit on, so I was on the other side as an auditor, but as well as on the manufacturer side as an auditee team member. So it was, they didn't repeat exactly word by word the questions. But what they are not doing is to jump from one process to the another, right? So there is a flow, and if you know it, then it's fine. And you know, in this chapter, it is expected to show this documents and this evidence documents and so on. If you prepare it in a good way, then
okay, good. So then when you are audited by this auditor, this organization, what is the worst grading that we can have then?
So let's say theoretically, you can achieve 6, but they said that it's already worse enough to have 5. So we have a grading 1 to 5, and 5 is very critical. And if you have more than 2 grading 4, this means that the auditing organization needs to report it.
To report it to who?
To the authorities.
So all the authorities, or just the authorities where?
5.
Oh, the 5 authorities. Okay. Oh, so it means that
they will upload the report there anyway. So
okay, and then the 5
what is going on in your company immediately. Yeah.
So it's not good for you. But then how you can avoid that? How you can avoid to have this grading 4 or 5?
First of all, understand the ISO 13485. So ensure that you have a documented procedure in place, which the ISO 13485 is required. Then if you don't have it, then we are talking about an escalation. It's grading a +1. So if you don't have the required procedure, then you will get +1. And as well, make sure that your risk management files, product releases, and risk on the concession are justifiable and defendable. So to avoid having released a non-conforming product to market. Another tip that I have is to open a CAPA to address systematic issues that you are aware of. And make sure that you have the risk out of these issues and under control, of course.
Because just opening the CAPA is not sufficient. You need also maybe to make this investigation and to define the risk and the actions to perform. So just saying, oh, I opened the CAPA for that, it's fine, is not a sufficient answer.
No.
Okay.
You need, of course, then to show that you worked on it.
Okay.
And if you have from your previous audit already findings, make sure that you address them in an appropriate way. Because if they find again the same finding, that is also an escalation of +1. And so that's why you can easily achieve the 4 and 5.
Okay, but when we are saying of previous audits, we are talking about the previous MDSAP audit, or if there was a previous ISO 13485 from a notified body, is it sufficient also? Is it something that can
to several notified bodies? And so you need, some are saying, okay, we will just have a look on our reports from the previous 2. Some are looking at 3 years before, and even some are looking at mock audit reports as well.
Okay, so yeah, it's not like so easy to just hide and say we are not doing that.
Yeah.
Good. So if people want then to avoid all this, they have to be well prepared. They have the companion document. They need to be focused really on the ISO 13485. Just one precision. So as you said, we have the 5 countries. So if we are not selling, for example, in the United States or Brazil, should we still have to follow what they are asking us?
No, because during the audit, so before, of course, in the stage 1, you are clarifying which countries. Okay, so in stage 2, when they are in your company, then they will just check the requirements of the countries where you are selling.
Okay. So it's really focused on really what you are doing. So, but if, for example, today I'm not selling to Japan, and I am MDSAP certified for the other countries, and if tomorrow I want to sell to Japan, I have to ask again for an audit to come for this specific region. So it's not like I can go with this certificate and say I am MDSAP certified, so I can also go to Japan. But as I was not, as at stage 1, I didn't mention this country, so it's out of the focus for this certification.
This is what you clarify in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So what do you think then about this new program? How old it is now? Since when did we start this? 2013 or 14, something like that?
Yeah.
So do you have kind of...
But to live, it came 2017, if I'm not wrong. I need to check again, but yeah.
So yeah, 2 years old now. So is there any feedback from it? So do you think it's a good program, or there is still some improvements to do, or?
So if you ask me personally, absolutely, I like it. I like the transparency. I like that it's clear. You know, the tasks are clearly defined, and even the gradings. You know, when you are getting a 4, when you are getting a 5, of the non-conformities is clearly defined. So that's why I like it a lot. But I hear as well that for the auditors, it's really sometimes tough. If the medical device companies didn't prepare well and they don't have a back office, for example, to provide the documents on time, and it's because we have the extremely time pressure, right?
So yeah, for people that don't understand the back office, so where usually we have the way to have the audit is called front room, back room. So we have the front room where we have all the auditor and the host and the SMEs that are answering the question that are there. And we have the back room, which is kind of, I call it sometimes the war room, because it's really a war that can happen there. Because as soon as you have a request, those people are in charge to get the document, to find the document, to get it, to make a copy of it, to check that everything is fine on the document, then to send that to the front room so that it can make it easy for the audit to happen. Because I remember my time when I was really starting on medical devices and audits. It was more like we have an audit, we have just a front room, and as soon as I need the document, I bring the binder with all the documents inside, and I open it in front of the auditor, and I say, "This one is no, it's not this. No, it's not this." So it was painful, taking time, and at the end, maybe sometime I provide the wrong document to auditor, so where then he was not really happy of that. So yeah, it's but I think what you mean is that we need really to the concept of front room, back room should be really something that people are using to make it easier, because as you've said, there is a time pressure. The auditor wants the information quickly, so he cannot wait you for looking for 10 binders to find the right documents, or 10 SOP to find the right information, etc., etc.
Exactly. And I really recommend my customers always prepare a back office and even put there two printers, because sometimes, you know, one printer is blocked, and then the auditor, you know, you feel as an auditor as well extremely time pressure. You need to continue and you can't, because they don't deliver the documents. And after a while, as an auditor, you are forced, you know, to say, I didn't see any evidence. So
Okay.
right.
Okay, it's really like that. It's really like you don't provide me that on time, so I have to raise a grading, if I can say.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't see anything. Yeah.
Great. So yeah, so I hope for people to be ready and prepared.
Yeah.
Because I think it will be really challenging for maybe some companies that don't have the resources or the preparation. Yeah, it's something I will talk maybe on some other episodes, or some of my blog is about audit readiness. So how to be ready for an audit, how to place, how to prepare the documents. As you said, we have already the companion documents, so that we should already prepare some procedures that are requested there.
Yes.
So have them available. Do you recommend printing or showing on the screen directly?
It depends on, first of all, your quality management system tool needs to be validated,
Yeah.
right? If you have that and everything is okay, then you can also continue by showing it on the with your beamer.
Yeah.
That's not a big issue. But I do like to print it out, and because the back office can really check if it's the you know, the current version and so on, so that there's nothing wrong. And as well, I like to hold paper in my hand, so as an auditor as
Okay.
well.
So it's great then. Okay. We have then so as you mentioned, we have the countries that are USA, Australia, Canada, Japan, Brazil. Europe is not there. So what do you think? Should Europe also be included on this program? I
Yeah.
mean, with the new MDR, it's maybe challenging, but yeah.
Europe is currently observer of the MDSAP program, and as you know, they are very, very busy with the implementation of the MDR. However, I really believe that it would make auditors and manufacturers' life much easier if they jump on the MDSAP train, because harmonization, you know, it helps all of us.
Yeah, I think it's really a good thing. As you said, you have one audit, and then the report is sent to all the countries. So then it can show that this company is compliant to all the requirements of a country. So if Europe jumps in, to be better. But as you said, with there are challenges actually with the MDR, IVDR. Maybe they are waiting first to hear what's happening. But what about a worldwide? Do you think one time we can have a worldwide harmonization regarding the medical device regulations, or Is it something that we can expect or something that will be really helpful for us?
It would be helpful if we can expect it.
Yeah.
It will be difficult, yes. But it is, of course, my personal wish if we would have this harmonization, and it will help all the manufacturers, all the auditors to have one approach.
Yeah, so one auditor instead of many that are coming. Well, I had also the experience once to have an auditor coming and providing us an observation for a certain topic, and we corrected it on the way the auditor said, and another auditor from another organization came and said he don't like what we put in place on this thing, but it was what the auditor asked us to change. So it was also a contradiction between both auditors. So what I'm saying always is an audit is a human exercise. So it's not like a robot that is making the assumption and this and that. So there is some interpretation. So we have also to understand what are the requirements, but also to understand that the person that is asking us those requirements are human. So he can also have his own interpretation of things. So we have to be also careful of that. So, but having one audit can reduce also those misinterpretation or those conflicts in terms of ideas or interpretation.
Yes, absolutely.
Good. So, Angelina, I think people now really understood what is MDSAP.
I hope so. Otherwise, they can contact me directly, no problem.
Yeah, so just maybe tell people, so is there anything that that we still miss or that you still want to say to the people?
You know, about MDSAP, most of the time we have a training which goes 8 hours. So for the podcast, I think and I hope that we gave them a short overview. But if they want more, then to join one of our MDSAP trainings, which
So
they book.
so they can come to Switzerland directly, and you have coffee, you have everything for them, so you can make
I'm going as well to their country. So
Oh,
just
really?
in December, I was invited to Istanbul, for example. Yeah.
So you are not only working for in Switzerland, so many you are
No, worldwide.
great. So if some people are really interested to have Angelina Hakim coming telling them everything about MDSAP, I think yeah they can directly contact you. So yeah, is there anything? So how people can follow you or how people can contact you then?
Yeah, we have on LinkedIn, of course, and on Sync, our company profile,
Okay.
Qunique GmbH. But they can as well contact me through LinkedIn and Sync, and as well our homepage is always up to date.
So I will put all that on the show notes. So I think it's Qunique.ch for
Exactly.
Switzerland.
Qunique together.
Yeah, together, yeah, all together. And I will put also the link for your LinkedIn so that people can contact you directly. Okay, something else to add for the people, or maybe some new events or some new trainings that you are planning, or?
We have on Tuesday, so in 2 days, our IVDR event here. And on 8 March, we will have as well an MDR event.
So February 12th, AVDR, March 8th,
Yes.
MDR. So I think
And more are following soon.
yeah, I think the agenda is full. Is there a page or somewhere on your website where we can see all the events that are coming, or?
Yes, it's under seminars.
Okay, so
And
go
there
to
you can see the MDR and IVDR and MDSAP and so on.
So yeah, I encourage people maybe to go to the website Qunique.ch and see what Angelina is proposing then. Okay, good. Angelina, it was really a pleasure to have you. I think really interesting interview. And I hope yeah people will contact you directly also and ask you for support. As you said, people yeah really need to be prepared for kind of an MDSAP certification. So yeah, they can contact you directly and ask you for support on that.
And thank you for this opportunity. And also, I would like to thank all my customers who trust in Qunique and support us as well by giving recommendations and so on. So it's a
Great.
really nice feeling. And
Great.
now I wish you a happy weekend, right? It's
Thank,
Sunday.
thank you very much.
Enjoy it and see you soon then.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, I hope you appreciated this interview. So I think it was really great. So as I said, Angelina provided us all her secrets about her, about the company, and also about MDSAP. So this is really something that I appreciated. So thank you, Angelina, for that. Thanks for your time and your support to help the community, to help the EasyMade Nation to understand more about this. So thank you everyone for listening to this episode. As I'm always saying, so keep learning. If you have some people on your organization or on your that you know that want to learn more about medical devices, so please share with them this podcast, share with them also the YouTube channel, and share with them the blog. And I hope this will provide them a lot of value, because it's what really I'm trying to do with you. So thank you very much, and I hear you on the next episode. So goodbye.